We'll wait for another 2 minutes and then we'll start, guys. Meanwhile, any questions as of now on the topics what we have discussed? Guys?
No, sir.
Okay. Can I assume that you have practiced the concepts, whatever I have explained as of now? Did you guys practice it?
Yes, sir.
Especially on annotations part.
Yes.
Okay. Any doubt on that bean interface and all? Sorry, bean annotation.
No.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm very new for the your training course.
Okay.
And today I have discussed with your coordinator regarding course, and he told me that you can attend the demo today.
Okay. Okay.
So I need complete training, sir, from scratch level, because I didn't get any real-time requirement from Spring Hibernate and Spring Boot, REST API, microservices, and web services.
But the problem now is we are in the we're in the middle of the course here and Spring Framework. Okay. Okay. What we can do is I can share some of the videos to you. Okay, we'll discuss offline after the session is over. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. My name is Vamsi.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see that after the session is over.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So guys, only one request from my side is you please practice those annotations topic properly, thoroughly. Okay. So we are going to use them extensively in Spring Boot. Okay. So whatever I have explained as of now, extensively we are going to use in a Spring Boot. Okay. And they're very important for us in Spring Boot. Okay. Yeah. Move on. So majorly today we are going to discuss about one of the theoretical topic here. It's not a really great part of the project. Okay, it's just a theoretical topic called as Spring Bean
Life cycles.
Life cycles.
Yeah. So what is going to happen here? So we are going to create the Spring Bean object. Like container is going to create the Spring Bean object. After the container has created the Spring Bean object, it is going to call the lifecycle methods. Okay. Are we going to call, or Spring is going to call the lifecycle methods?
Spring is going to call the lifecycle methods.
Spring container is going to call the lifecycle methods. Majorly, there are 14 lifecycle methods are available. Out of 14 lifecycle methods, most of them are what?
10 of them are aware interfaces.
Aware interfaces. Okay. Now, in today's session, let's spend a little more time on the aware interfaces and all. Okay. Let's do one thing. I want to have a cleanup project here. Okay. So let us do one thing. Let's go to resources folder. I don't want to have any property files. Let me delete that. Okay, and then I want you to go to main info.initsol. Let's delete this person.java also. Okay, you think that I have developed a new project here. Okay, create a new Maven project. Okay, after Maven project is created, I went to the pom.xml file and I have added the dependencies. You think like that. What are the dependencies we have added? Okay, only one dependency I have added. Which dependency? Okay, even loggers also we don't want. You can clean up this.
Context dependency.
Yeah. Only one dependency we have added, context dependency. And after that, Java compiler version also I have added. So 1.8 version, which I have added here. Okay. Now after that, we have developed util.java with one annotation called as component scan. Okay. And after that, go to app.java, created the container object. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Completely today's discussion is on lifecycle here. Now do one thing. I want you to create a Spring Bean. Okay. Can you quickly help me to create a Spring Bean with the name person?
Sir, create a class.
Create a class whose name is
Person.
Yeah. Is this a Spring Bean or it is not a Spring Bean?
It's not a Spring Bean.
Yeah. Make this as a Spring Bean.
At component.
At component or at configuration. Any annotation is fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who is going to create the object to this? Am I going to create or Spring is going to create the object?
Container will create the object.
Container. Generally, whenever container create the object, is it going to execute the constructor also or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just writing one sys out here to understand object is created. Person object constructor. Okay. So whenever you see this message, you assume that it has called the constructor. Okay. After that, what I want to do is, I want to have one instance variable, private string name. I want to have setters and getters here. Okay, source, generate getter and setter. Generate getter and setters. Okay, select this and click on generate. On top of the setter method, can I supply value annotation here?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, value in the double quotes, just I want to supply the name here. Let's say Sumant. Okay, now I want a proof saying that, okay, this setter method is executed. So how do we know the setter method is executed or not? By using sysout here.
So,
Okay, set name is called. Okay, using system.out.println in a project is a crime. Instead of using system.out.println, we have to use loggers. We are going to see how are we going to use loggers in Spring Boot here. Okay, there is one annotation available at slf4j. By using that, we are going to add all those loggers. Are we clear?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now let's do one thing. Let us execute this program here, app.java. Really, in app.java, did I write any code or we have not written any code?
We have
No,
not
no,
written anything.
very good.
We have not written any code. It's just after all, we have created a container object, right?
Yes.
Sir.
Yeah. Now, it is the responsibility of container to do all the tasks, right? So let us do one thing. Let us execute the code and see the output. Right click, run as Java application. When I run that as a Java application, it is the responsibility of container to create which object?
Person object.
Person object. After the person object is created, first it has executed what line?
Constructor.
First it has executed constructor. Now, after construction execution is completed, then what method they are calling?
Setter method.
They are calling setter methods here. So are you guys comfortable with this code now? Am I calling them or Spring is calling them?
Spring is calling.
Okay, when Spring is calling them, we call them as what? Are they
Life
life cycle methods or it's not life? Okay. Are they life cycle methods or they are not life cycle methods?
Yeah, it's part of
Yes, sir.
SAP.
Yeah, it's
It's-
part of
Part of life cycle methods. Okay, so do you understand what is a life cycle methods now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, what are the life cycle methods?
Instead of we call it, Spring will take care of some method, some task
Creating the
about the
object.
Spring by
Creating the object, calling the
and calling the
methods.
setter methods
Is done by
container.
container. Okay. Now let us do one thing. Let us go to this aware interfaces. Okay. Sir, generally an interface which is having one method is called as functional interface. What is it?
Functional interface.
So what is functional interface? An interface having only one method is called as functional interface. Okay. Now, all these aware interfaces are functional interfaces. What is the meaning of it?
Those interfaces having
only
only
one
one
method.
method.
Those interfaces are having only one method.
One.
Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's do one thing. By any chance, do you guys remember any of those aware interfaces?
Yes, sir.
What are those aware interfaces?
Bean factory aware interface,
Okay, yeah, right. Bean factory aware interfaces. Right?
application context aware interfaces,
Yeah, that is also right.
resource loader,
By any chance, you remember the first one?
bean name aware interface.
Okay, we want to start with the bean name aware interface. First of all, is that interface is my interface or somebody's interface?
Spring interface.
Spring interface. I don't know the methods available in that. To see that, there are two ways to do that. Okay, one is I can go to the documentation and I can have a look at that. Second approach is like in the Eclipse itself, we can see that. Last time itself, yeah,
Controls
Control
50.
50. Okay, tell me, which interface you want to learn?
Bean name aware.
Bean name aware. Oh, interface is there. Okay, first to try to understand this interface here. Okay, then we'll go to the methods part later point of time. Bean name aware extends what?
Aware interface.
Aware interface. Okay. So if you really understand, easily you can guess the next one also. Being class loader
Class
aware.
loader aware.
Oh, he is also extending the properties of what?
Aware interface.
Okay. So you can conclude like this. Most of the aware interfaces internally inherit the properties of
Aware interface.
aware interface. So every aware interface internally inherit the properties of another interface called as aware. Okay. Let's go a little more deep and have a look at that. Go inside this be name aware. Okay. Now I want to see what is the code available in this aware interface. Click on that. Okay. You watch. When I click on that, what do you observe?
No methods are available. It's
It's called as a marker interface.
interface. Yes, sir.
Marker interface means it is not having any methods. Okay. Only it contains
Body. Just body.
only interface just to mark that it is an interface. Okay. So are you comfortable with the difference between functional interface and marker interface?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Marker interface is an interface which has no methods. Just an interface. It mark it as
Interface
one,
body only.
and the second one is functional interface is interface which is having one method.
Yeah, one method. Okay. So all aware interfaces internally inherit the properties of
Aware
Aware
interface.
aware interfaces. Okay. Are we clear? Or do you have any questions as of now?
Sir, what is the use of marker interface then? Even we don't have any method, right?
Yeah. Okay. So generally, marker interfaces are used just to recognize them here. Okay. First of all, okay. Tomorrow I will show you here. No, 1 minute. Screen is passed. Okay. Tomorrow I'm going to show you one interface name here. Okay. Let's take one name here. ABC is the interface. Okay. Or class. I want to check is this class is an aware interface or not. How do you find that?
Whether it inherit the properties of aware interface or not.
Yeah, the way we are going to do that is ABC instance of aware.
Aware.
Okay, means if this ABC internally provides the implementation of this aware interface, then we consider that as
Aware interface.
aware interface. Only to recognize, to mark them. Yes, these are aware interfaces. We are doing that. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can we implement our own marker interface in that case?
You can do that. But if you do that, again, okay, question here. What are the classes which we are learning, like factory class, what are the classes which we are learning, that lifecycle interfaces? Are they my own interfaces or are they predefined interfaces?
Predefined.
Predefined. That is the reason we are using the predefined aware interfaces. Tomorrow, in my project also, we can have our own marker interfaces also. We do develop so many of them like that. While working in a project, you have to. For example, I want to inform whether this class provides the implementation of this interface or not. Yes. Or is this class belongs to the caste or not? Then we are going to find that. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We are going to extensively use it. In a project, we are going to do that. Okay, please leave. 1 minute. You leave all. 1 minute, I'll answer. Yeah, okay. You leave all just there. One generalized example. Tomorrow, okay, I have a class here, ABC class. I want to know, is this ABC class is a servlet or not? How do you find?
ABC instance of servlet interface.
ABC
Instance of
servlet.
servlet.
Okay. Servlet interface or not. Okay. With this mechanism, we can verify whether this belongs to this or not. You may ask, then why do you want to do this? Okay. For example, I got one ABC object. If it belongs to that servlet interface, then I want to typecast it. Okay, so I'm going to write the code like this. If ABC instance of let's say servlet, inside that I'm going to write this typecasting code. Example like servlet s is equal to servlet of ABC. You may ask, why do you want to typecast? After typecasting, I want to call the methods s.service. Okay, s.destroy method. Assume this time ABC is a variable which is not belongs to servlet interface. Then whether we go inside this object or will not go.
Will
Inside
not
that
go.
code or will not go.
Will not.
Will not go.
Okay, so now tell me, in this example, what is the use of this servlet interface? Really, is it very important for me or not? In this example,
Yes, because before using the servlet methods, we are verifying whether the instance is of type servlet.
assume that this line is not there. Any problem?
I might get exceptions.
Yeah, we might get exception. Why? Because this ABC may be a servlet.
May not be a servlet.
If it is servlet, too good, no problem. If it is not a servlet, we are going to get an
Exception.
exception. Slavia, do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Just to mark, to recognize whether they are good or not. Okay, whether they belongs to that or not. That's the reason we are using those aware interfaces. Okay, now go back. Yeah, still after this also you have questions, we can discuss it in the last. Okay, now go back. So go to bean name aware of interface here. So bean name, most of these aware interfaces inherit the properties of an interface called as
Aware.
aware. Okay, and I already told you, most of these aware interfaces are functional interfaces. Okay, now look at this. How many methods we have in this?
One method.
What is the name of the method?
Set B name.
Set bean. Okay, so it is not just like that reading them here. Okay, I want you to find the relationship mapping from them. Okay, read this. Set bean name aware. Okay, method name is set bean name. Bean name aware. Set bean name. Oh, if you remove this aware, we are having a bean name. Before that, they are giving a keyword called as
Set.
set bean. Okay. Setter means always they'll take a parameter. They are taking the name of the bean. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now tell me, bean name aware interface is a functional interface having only one method. Okay. So now the next point in that is the method name is, we don't need to really by heart the method names here. So it's very easy to remember those method names. Like directly we can use a keyword like set bean name and the parameter is bean name. Really understand this?
Yes.
Okay. If you really understand, next example, you guys have to answer. Bean class loader aware is the another aware interface. Any guess on the methods? How many methods?
One method,
Class loader.
as it is
One
functional interface.
Most of them, I'm not saying all, most of them are functional interfaces. Any guess on the method name?
Set bean
class
class
loader.
loader. Set bean class loader.
Set bean class
Loader.
loader. Okay. Any parameter, any idea on the parameter?
Class loader.
Class loader.
Okay, that's a variable name is class loader. I agreed. Okay, but I want to know the data type of it.
Class. No.
I think there is a class called class loader.
Class.
Yes, very good. Very good. There's a class with the name class loader. We are going to supply that. Okay, so don't fix on the parameters of this method like string. Always all of them are not strings here. Based on the data type, they are going to change it. Are we clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If you really understand this, really I want to verify that class also here. Code also I want to see that. Can you help me to see that?
Control Shift T.
Control Shift T.
Bean class.
No. Class loader aware. No, bean class loader aware. Right. Bean class loader aware. Oh, bean class loader aware is also inheriting the properties of aware interface. Look at the parameter. Look at the method here.
Set bean class loader.
Of what?
Class loader parameter.
Class loader parameter, right? Okay. So now let's do one thing. What is my intention here is, okay, I want to take one aware interface. I will explain that. Remaining aware interfaces, you guys have to take care of it. Okay. Now, one simple question out here. Suddenly, I have approached you here. In my hand, I have a briefcase. I will hand over that briefcase to you and I'll ask you, keep this briefcase with you. In the evening, I'll come and I'll collect. Okay. Are you going to place that briefcase in your house or not?
No,
Why?
because we don't know what are in the briefcase, or it may land us in trouble.
Yeah, very good. So, without knowing it, what is there inside the briefcase? Are we going to take it or we are not take it?
You're not taking.
Will not take it. Now let us say, what I'll do is, I have a briefcase. I come to your house, open the briefcase. I shown you that there are some of my clothes are available. Okay, just I'll lock it. I'll ask you, can you keep this in your house? Can you do that?
Yes.
Yeah. If you are aware of it, you can do that. Here also same here. Person class want to know for which name, which being name I'm getting created for the object. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Set name aware.
No, that is right. I'm not asking about the meanings of it. I'm asking purpose of it. Okay.
The person class know on what name the container is created the object.
Creating the object. Okay. So we want to know that. If you want to know, you may ask, why do you want to know? A simple example here. Your father comes to your house, give you briefcase. He'll ask you to give inside. Are you going to accept or you'll not accept?
Accept.
Same purpose, right? It's because of the relationship what you have it. Here also same. If an unknown fellow comes, we don't believe him. If a known fellow comes, we'll believe him. Right? Same here also. Container want to know what is the bean name which is getting created the object. At that time, if you want to know, if this bean want to know, he has to provide the implementation to an interface here. Okay, let us say like this. One generalized example. Okay, implements. Tell me.
Bean name aware.
Bean
Name
aware.
aware.
Okay, save it. Hey, there are some errors are coming here. Put the mouse cursor.
Unimplemented
Add unimplemented methods.
Add an implemented method. Okay, we got the method here. Okay, question out. Who is going to call this method? Am I going to call or container is going to call?
Container will call.
Container.
Okay, but is this method is having a parameter or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Who has to supply that parameter also?
We
Container.
have to supply.
Container.
Container.
Okay, so what container does is, container is going to supply the name of the bean here. Okay, let us do one thing now. Write a sysout here. Okay, simple message. Sysout of set
Name.
bean name is called. Okay, just to know that. Plus name of the bean. Okay, now look at this. Did I supply any ID or I have not supplied any ID here?
You are not supplied any ID.
If I don't supply ID, who will supply that ID for that?
Container.
Container. You know the default ID also, right? What is the default ID?
Person.
Class name.
Person. Okay, let's do one thing. Let us run this and check the output. After that, I'm going to throw you some more work for you. You guys have to do that. Run this as a Java application. Tell me. Look at this answer and tell me what happened. First, whenever container is creating a Spring Bean object, what they have done.
Constructor
First is
will
created an object. Next, the
object.
setup method.
All the
properties are
setup
called.
methods.
Yeah, all setter methods are called. After all setter methods are called, okay, it will go to this call method, set bean name. Okay, and it is going to call this method. Okay, hey, what is the name we got it here?
Person.
Person. Okay, so now let's do one thing. By any chance, is it possible to change the name of the bean here?
Yes.
Yeah, change it and show me. I don't want the bean ID as person. I want a different bean ID. Can you guys help me?
Yeah, you can use ID.
Yes, sir, right.
It indicates whether you are practicing it or not. If I got an answer quickly, you are practicing annotations. If you are not answering quickly, you are not practicing.
So we have to use element.
No, sir.
Element.
Elements, sir.
Ah.
Configuration. Value.
Value equal to ABC. Can I?
Yes.
Okay, let us run the program here. Run as app.java. Right click, run as Java application.
ABC will come.
What is the name of that?
ABC.
ABC. Okay, now let me do one thing. Okay, what I want to do here is, okay, I have a requirement. Okay. Requirement is, I want to have a method here, display. Okay. Inside the display. Okay. Okay. Whether anyone can create this person object or not.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Assume that if the person object name is PK, Pawan Kalyan. Okay. What is the message I want to display in the display method is, until next 80 years, he will try to become a CM. That is a message I want to display it. Okay. If it is Lokesh, okay, next 80 years, he will try to learn Telugu. That's a message. Okay. If the person ID is Jagan, I want to display a message saying that, so he has earned another 100 crores, lakhs crores he has earned. That's a message I want to display. Means, is it based on the ID I want to display that message, or how do you want to do that? Logic.
Logic is based on the ID name.
ID.
Based on the ID. Who is going to supply? How do we get that ID in the display method?
Do you have any method like get bean name?
Yeah, get bean name. Okay, they have given this here, but I want to use that method, that this name inside this particular code here. Can I?
Yes.
Inside the set bean name, we can assign the name to some variable and use that.
Excellent. Private string bean name. Okay, go here. This dot bean name is equal to name. Okay. Now I want to write the conditions here. Business logic. If name.
B name.
Name. Oh, sorry, not name. Bean name. Yeah, right. This dot bean name. Okay. Dot. Sorry, mistake. Dot equals ignore case. I want to ignore the case also.
Okay.
If it is Pawan Kalyan,
So message.
this out. Trying to win my first seat, or trying to become
C.
not CM,
MLA.
MLA. Very good. MLA for first time. Yeah, that is his message. Okay. Else, or another conditions I can write. Okay. Name is Lokesh. Trying to speak in Telugu. Okay. Same message. What? Jagan. YSR. Okay. Next 100 years CM. Okay. Think like this. Okay. Tell me. I want to execute the code here. Based on some logic, I want to do that. Okay. Go to person. Okay. Go to app.java. Here, I want to get the person object. Can you help me to get the person object? Container dot
Get bean of person dot class.
Person dot class. Semicolon control 1. Person object. I want to call the display method here. Person dot display. Okay. Let's go here. But what is the ID I have given here?
PK.
So based on that ID, it is going to give a different value here. Just check it out. Run as application here. Trying to become MLA for the first time or not? Okay. Now I'll change the name here. Okay. I'll copy yes. Lokesh. Yeah. Go to app.java. Let's run that. Run as Java application. So trying to speak Telugu. Okay. Now let us change the bean ID here. YSR. Okay. It is going to display the message like displaying that particular next standard years CM. Okay. Now tell me, based on the bean ID, can I do some changes here or not? Can I write business? Can I build business logic or not?
Yes.
Okay. If this ID is this, do this. If this ID is this, do this. Like this. Can we
We
write
can
some logic?
perform
or not?
business logic.
Sir,
Yes, we can do
Business
that.
logic. For that reason, we can use bean name aware. Okay. As an example, I have explained this here. I don't want this code, just removing that. Okay. Let's go down, remove this code here. So now tell me, what is set bean name aware? Quick. What is the purpose of set bean name aware?
We can know the name with which the container is going to register the object.
Yeah. With which the container is going to register the object, we are going to know that. So really, do we need that or we don't need, we not required? Sometimes we may need it or not.
Yes.
Sometimes, maybe.
Based
Yeah.
on the situation.
Based on the situation, if you need it, you can do that. Okay. But who is going to call this particular method, set bean name? Am I calling that or it is the responsibility of container to call?
It is a container's callback method.
Yeah, it's a callback method. Very good. So whenever container call, I can write my own local variable. I can store that into the local variable. I can call that. Okay. But I don't want this here. Just removing that. Okay. Now, one more point here. Okay. Now, let me go back to that aware interface also. You'll understand that aware interface also. Yeah. Just give me a minute. Save it. Okay. Sir, one simple example. Let us say, recently what happened is I need little money from my little money here. So what I have done is went to my native place. Okay. I have asked my father, I need a money. Okay. He told me like this, if possible, you go and get the money from anywhere in our village. If possible. I told him like this, what is a big deal? Okay. You just wait here. I'll go out and I'll grab the money. Easy for me to get it. Example. How much money we need? Example, like let's say 5 lakhs. It's not a big money here, a small money. Went to one fellow whom I know at the childhood. I have asked him, can you give me 5 lakhs? He told me, bring your father, I'll give. Okay, I said, get out. Went to one more fellow, asked him, I want 5 lakhs. Almost that fellow also says, bring your father, I'll give. Okay, one question here. Who is going to who has to repay that money here? Whether I have to repay the money or my father has to repay the money?
You
you have
repay.
to repay that.
Then why they need my father here? That's what I'm not understanding.
They
He
need a
has more
guarantee.
credibility.
Yeah.
Okay, but see, maybe they know me, but they don't know any information about me, right?
Yes.
Here also same. First of all, method is there. Method is like me. Interface is like my father. Now, I have one bad idea. Bad idea is I will not write this interface, but I will have this method. What is your expectation? Do you think that container is going to call this method or container will not call this method?
Okay. Then
Container will
container
not call
callback
this
method.
method.
Why? But method is there here.
It will not
Because-
treat it as a callback lifecycle method. It just treats as some other method.
It treated as some other method. So now tell me, how come container know whether it is having the callback methods or not? How come he know it?
Implement the
Aware interface.
Implementing interface.
Yeah. So before calling this method, do you think that are they going to write some conditions there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What condition?
The person instance of aware interface or not.
Yes. Person provides implementation of
Aware interface.
aware interface or not. If the person provides some implementation of aware interface, what will happen? Then it is going to call the method. If the person doesn't provide the implementation of that, then what will happen?
They will not call
will
the
not call.
methods.
They will not call the method. So are you guys comfortable with the importance of that aware interfaces now?
yes, sir.
Sir.
So you can treat them like callback methods. Okay. As well as before they are going to call the methods, they'll verify whether those interfaces provides the implementations or not. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I know. A lot of time I have spent on one particular parameter here. Okay, now let's discuss about the second one here. Okay, bean name where we have spent. Next, bean class loader here. Okay, now one quick question. Let us say today some boy has come to your house to deliver a product which is ordered in Amazon. Okay, that boy has come to your house, deliver the product. Immediately, you are going to ask his name. What is your name? What is your caste? From where you are belongs to? Which area you belongs to? Are you going to grab all the information or not?
No.
Then what do you do?
Just take the item.
Just take the item. But why are you not getting the information about him?
No need.
Because we are only concerned with the item we ordered. He's just like a delivery boy.
Delivery boy. So we don't care here.
Yes.
We know more is instead of working hard, assume that we Indians more believe on gods, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Come on here, right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Let us say somebody told you like this. Today, if you give 100 rupees to someone who is belongs to whose name is, let us say, some Anil, then you are going to get a benefit of 10 lakh rupees on this today. Now tell me, one delivery boy has come to your house. What you will do?
Will not believe.
No. Forget India. Why people will not believe? People will believe. A simple example. A simple example, Geeta. Let us say when you are buying a home in US, do you look for Vastu or you will not look?
Will not look, sir. We don't have Vastu here.
It's not there. But ask your father.
No, there is a saying, sir, like Sapta Samudral Darte, Vastu Shastram, we don't look into that.
Yeah, we don't look into that, but people generally do that, right? Even I know.
At
One
least
of
for
my-
market value, that's the
Yeah. One of my brother has done the same nonsense. He's looked for a house from 2010 to till today, and he's not able to buy a house in US.
Now, all Indians, they look for north face house and all Chinese go for south face.
Yeah, that is the reason only in the US market, like they sell more for north side, they'll sell for more price, right?
Yeah. Like
Even
in one place, in whole north side are Indians, all south side are Chinese.
Yeah. That's what that even the real estate people also learn that. They understand our Indians mindset, and based on that, they have increased the prices, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. Okay. So now let us say we don't believe here, but assume that someone has believed that. Then are we going to know about that particular fellow, and then we are going to find the name, and are we going to get the information or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Here also same. Generally, what happens is in a project, whenever you change a class name, okay, like some code you have changed in the class here. Whenever you change the code in the class, do you need to restart your server or you no need to restart the server?
Restart.
We need to restart.
Hello?
We need to
Yes,
restart.
sir. We need to restart.
Why?
Because new changes should
To
Reflect.
re-register
file
the
and
class name.
go into the runtime.
New classes has to be, what are the new dot class file has to be available? Has to be loaded in the JVM or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so general default behavior of class loader is, what default class loader does is, they will not load the new modified classes into JVM. But in my project, I have a special requirement. Whenever a new class is loaded, okay, whenever there is a modification in the class, immediately that class loader has to load new class into the JVM. So at that time, do I need to change my class loaders also or not?
Yes. Hot deployment.
Yes.
You need to do.
Yeah, hard deployment. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so at that time, if you want to get more information on that, do you think that do we need to provide? Do we need to know that particular class loader also or not? If this is the class loader, if it's a hard deployment class loader, load it. If it is a soft deployment, don't load that. Like that. Sometimes, do we need to know about the name of the class loader also or not?
Yes, sir.
But is it mandatory or is just we are learning that?
Not mandatory, but maybe in some use cases, like if we are based on what we are developing, we may need it.
Yeah, we may need it. So at that time, we may require that also, right? So now tell me, Spring want to know about which class loader is loading this class. Tell me, can we find that information or not?
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you find that information?
A person class implements bean class load driver interface.
Okay. So which one has to come first? Whether bean name aware should come first or class loader aware should come first?
I think when
So
we are giving a comma separated list, it could be any order.
Yeah, no need to worry about this order here. In a continuous manner, I'm trying to write down that. So now I'm going to write bean class loader aware. So do you think that is this fellow also going to take one method also or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Put the mouse cursor, add unimplemented methods. Okay. Now do one thing. Oh, we are getting the class loader also. So let's do one thing. Let's copy paste this. Okay. Change the method name here. Bean class loader is called. Okay. Try to display the name of the class loader also. Bad. Try to display the name of the class loader also. Okay. But do I need to call this method or container will call?
Container will call.
Call back.
Okay. One more method. One more important. Only method name is sufficient or mandatory interface name also has to be there?
Interface name also has to be there.
Okay. Why I'm asking the same question for multiple times is in Angular, story is a little different. Okay. So in Angular, only method names are important. Interface names are not important. Interface names may be there, may not be there. Okay. But lifecycle methods is going to be called. That is the reason explaining that for so many times. Okay. Go to app.java. Even you know to call this, right? Remove this. Right click on this, run as Java application. Yeah, look at this here. We are able to create the constructor. All the setter methods are called. Next, what names are called?
Set bean name aware.
Bean name aware is done. Next, what?
Set class loader.
Okay, tell me which class loader they are using. Are they using inbuilt class loader provided by the Spring, or are we using external class loader?
JDK class loaders. Some internal class loaders.
Yeah, internal class loader. Tomorrow, if Spring uses its own class loader also, we can do that. If this is the class loader, I want to do some task. Do you think that is it possible to do that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you do that? Yeah. Create one instance variable.
Create one
instance variable in class loader.
And store that
into the instance variable, and based
on that you can take a decisions also. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is a story on being class loader aware. Okay. So tell me, two aware interfaces we have seen. What are the two aware interfaces?
Bean name aware, bean class loader aware.
Okay. Now question here: is it mandatory that you have to provide the implementation to these interfaces or not required?
Not required.
Then why these interfaces are there? If you want to do any task based on that, they are providing these particular options to you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So based on your requirement, you are going to use it. If needed, yes, you can provide this implementation and you can process them. Okay. For that reason, they are giving you all this information here. So hope you are comfortable with the two aware interfaces now.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Then you do one thing here. All the remaining aware interfaces you guys have to try right now. Okay. Even I don't remember the order also. I don't know where they are available also. It's your headache to find the aware interfaces, and it's your headache to use them and show me a demonstration of that.
Sir. Go Bean Factory API.
Very good. Go to Bean Factory. Chrome.
Bean Factory API.
Bean Factory API. Bean Factory API.
Come down. Yeah. Third one is Bean Factory Aware.
Oh, what is Bean Factory Aware? Sorry. What is Bean Factory?
It's an interface container.
Container. Okay. Any guess on the method name?
Set Bean Factory.
Set Bean Factory. What is the parameter? Guess only.
It is the name, right? String.
Not string.
Bean Factory.
Okay, but Bean Factory is what?
It's an interface.
Interface. Okay. Bean. Okay. If I have any implementation class object, can I call that as a container?
Yes.
Come on here.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I want to know the container object of that. That's it. I have answered. Maybe some class which provides the
Implementation to the bin factory.
We'll call it as a container.
okay, fine. You find that method. You find the parameters of that, and you do that.
Yes. Go to
Control
go to the
Shift T.
class, sir. Bean factory aware.
Bean factory aware. Yeah. Go there. Oh, is that also a functional interface?
Yes.
Okay. What is the parameter to that?
Bean factory.
Okay. Do one thing. Provide the implementation. Demonstrate that to me.
Bean factory aware.
aware.
Means bean factory aware.
I want to write first. Can I?
Yes, sir.
Bean factory aware. Okay. Comma. Fine.
Implement the method.
Add an implemented method.
I want to place the mouse cursor here. Okay, go to put the mouse cursor here and just an implemented methods. So wherever I place the mouse cursor, there they are giving the last only. IntelliJ is good in this area. Okay, fine. Tell me, sys out of what?
Bean factory.
Set bean factory is called. I want to display that particular object name plus bean factory. Sir, I already told you, this code is only for interview purpose. I'm explaining it. Okay. We will never use this code in a project. Right click, run as Java application. You guys have to look at the answer. You guys have to explain me all. Okay. First one is what?
Constructor.
Next one is what?
Set.
Bean factory.
Bean factory.
Okay. Bean factory. I'll explain that. What is this here? Set bean name. Set name. Setter method. Set
Setter
bean
method.
name. Set bean class
Loader.
What is this here?
Again, bean factory.
Okay. Explain this.
This is
So
using
the container uses default listable bean factory to create the object.
It
That
creates
is the
in the
first-
initializing and
Very
destroying
first,
the
Yes, sir. First,
That is the first implementation container we have learned, right?
yes.
Yes, sir.
Default listable bean factory here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To create the container object.
Sir, you know, in my completely 14 years of experience in my project, none of the place I have used default listable bean factory in a project. But in the class, I have explained that. The reason is, I will be using that name today. That is the reason 2 months back, I have explained that. Assume if I don't explain that class at that time, what will happen?
We would have asked, what is this, sir?
That's the reason I've explained those topics at that time. Okay. So whatever I have explained in the beginning, don't assume that we are using them in a project. Okay. For the knowledge I have explained here. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Yeah. So we can get the container object. One question here. If I get the container object, can I store that in a variable here?
Yes, sir.
After that, in one method, can I call the getBean method and all?
Yeah.
Can I?
Yes.
So all that work can be done, but it is not at all advisable to use it. Are we clear?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
What is?
We can implement the set a method, then get a container object, and using that container object, we can invoke the getBean method.
GetBean method. But is it advisable or it is not advisable?
Not advisable because it is giving us a default listable bean one,
Bean factory. Yeah.
not the one we generally use go for. Or
Not
use.
even, okay, not even that. Not even that. First of all, it is not at all advisable to use any container in any of the Spring Beans. If you do that, we may misuse that particular object, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Are we clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
People will misuse it. That is the reason we should never get that particular container object into the programs, and we should never use that. Okay. So generally what happens is, okay, what will happen is I'll store that in an instance variable. After storing in an instance variable, I will not keep quiet. What I will do is I will call get bean factory dot get bean of what I'll do,
Some class name.
class name. Okay, that's a problem, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the reason we should never use that. Okay, but as the concept is available, just showing you that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So with that, 3 aware interfaces we have done. Let's move on to the next one here. You know this very well.
Environment.
Environment aware.
Environment. Tell me, what is that?
When we give some
Properties
properties file, that is what we are using here.
Yeah. Whenever not property file. Sorry. Environment aware, right? That's a property file only. So let's do one thing. Use that environment. Okay, but really, do we need to get that or not required to get that? So directly, can I use instance variable on top of that AutoAware? Can I use it, or really I have to use aware interface?
Use environment
Directly-
AutoAware is much better.
Yeah. So let's do one thing. If I want to use this environment and get that. Can you get that environment object by using this environment interface?
Yes.
Yeah. Attempt. Now you try that. You show me that.
Implements environment aware interface.
Okay. Go here. Implements. Order is not at all important, right? Implements. Environment aware.
Aware.
Comma. So can you write the implementation method or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Put the mouse cursor. Add an implemented methods. Okay. Set environment. Which object we are getting here?
Environment object.
Environment object. First of all, is the property file is there or property file is not there?
It's not there.
Yeah, no problem. Sys out of, okay. Set, write this method name. Just to know whether the method is getting called or not. Set environment is called. Plus, okay, I want to get environment dot get property of username.
We may get null pointer exception.
Yeah, we may get null pointer exception. We'll see that. Okay, are we going to get null pointer exception or not? We'll see that. Okay, let's run the code here. Why are we thinking we may get null pointer exception?
Because we don't have any properties file.
Yeah, we don't have any properties file. Very good. Let's do one thing. Let's see that. Run as app. Okay, when I run that as app, 1 minute. Now we got a value here. What value we got it here?
Null.
Null. Okay, instead of that, 1 more minute. Username. Okay, let's try that. Run as app. Oh, Mac maybe is not giving. If you try this in your PCs, in Windows PC, when you say username, okay, they are going to give you your logged in username, your system logged in username, they are going to give you. For example, if you log in your system with your username, what are the username you log in, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
That name they are going to give you. Maybe they are not giving you that here.
Maybe we are just user. If we try, we make it
Sorry.
just username.
Or user, yeah, I have to see that. I don't know the behavior of Mac here. What exactly they're doing it, I have to check that. Right, trust that. Run as app. Yeah. They are giving me this as user. So whenever I use user, they are giving. Maybe in your Windows OS, when you use username, they'll give you that information here. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we can get that environment object also here. So environment means not only one. Can we get the multiple parameters? Can we use them or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So are you comfortable with the environment aware interface now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But one question. Really, do you want to do like this or just go here? Private environment
Environment. env.
Environment on top of that. Use at AutoAware. Which one we are going to use?
AutoAware takes less code. That is simpler.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's simple. So, but see, why I'm explaining all this code is concepts are available. Just to deliver that, I'm explaining this. Are you guys clear with this lifecycle methods now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell me, what are the lifecycle methods now? As of now, quick.
Bean name array, bean name aware, bean class loader aware, bean
Yeah.
factory aware, environment aware.
Environment aware. Yeah. And now easily you can do the remaining awares also here. What is that here?
Embedded value resolver aware.
Yeah. Embedded value resolver aware. Okay, already we have discussed that. Wherever the question mark, dollar, flower brackets will be there, right?
Yeah, in the property
Then
file.
it's
Yeah, but those aware interfaces can be solved here. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's put enter here because it's becoming more here. Yeah, resolver aware, comma. Okay, they're giving you a error message here. Put the mouse cursor, add unimplemented methods. Sysout embedded value resolver is called. If you want, you can display that object also, resolver object. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's call, execute the program. You'll see the output. Okay, now one question. Is it mandatory that all these lifecycle methods we have to display, or we have to use it, or no need to use it?
no need to use it.
No need to use it. So based on our requirement, we are going to process them. Okay, so are you comfortable with these aware interfaces as of now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, first one, bean name aware, bean class loader aware, bean factory aware, environment aware, then
Embedded resolver aware.
embedded resolver aware. So all of them are called. Now look at the next one here. What is the next one here?
Resource loader aware.
Yeah, you know this aware interface very well here. What is a resource loader here? Are we
Class
using
path resource and file system resource.
Yeah, so are we using class path resource or are we using file system resource? We are going to find that. Okay, so based on that, we are going to process them here. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's try that here. That space is needed. Okay, so resource loader aware. Resource loader aware. Provide the implementation for that. Add an implemented method. Okay. Remove this. Write this out. Set resource loader is called. Plus, you can display the resource loader here. Which resource loader we are using to process them, we can find that. Okay. Now go to app.java. Right click, run as Java application. Yeah. When you look at this, tell me which resource loader they are using.
Annotation config application.
Yeah, annotation config application context they are using to process it. If you use class path resource, they'll display. We are using
Class path
Class
resource.
path application context.
application context. So based on which loader you are using, which resource loader you are using, we can display that information here. That is the purpose of this. Okay. Now let us move on to the next one here. Hey, what is application event publisher? We'll see them later point of time. In Spring Boot, we are going to use that here. Let's see the next one here. What is the next one here?
Message source
aware.
One question here. What is this here?
environment aware.
What is this here?
Message source.
Same.
Different.
To read the properties.
Okay. Assume that you want to get message source object only. Then what will happen? You have to use message source aware interface. No, you say no, I can use environment aware interface. Yeah, then you can use this. So what they have done is, for similar type of work, maybe multiple ways we can get that. So all those ways they have provided to us to process that. So it's up to you. Whichever the mechanism you want to use it, you can use that mechanism to process that. So are you guys comfortable with these aware interfaces now? Okay, see the next one also here. What is the next one here?
Application context aware.
What is that application context aware? That is also a container or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is this here?
That
Bin
is also
factory.
container. Bin
That's also a container. So what they're doing is, whichever you want, they can get that by using that approach here. Okay, if you want to use Bean Factory, you can use that. If you want to use application context aware, you can use that. Whatever the way you want, you can use that. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
So if you are clear with that, are we able to complete the first 10 aware interfaces or not?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. So, but really, are we using them in a project or we are not using them in a project? Directly.
Yes.
Will not use.
Will not be able to use them directly here. Okay. If you want, based on your requirement, you can call them. Okay. So are you comfortable with this concept?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now let's do one thing. With that, we have come to a bit good shape in this life cycle here. I'll be talking about the remaining 4 life cycles later point of time here. Okay. Based on our time, we will see that. Okay. Now let's do one thing. With that, almost I have done with the core module. Only the post process I have to explain here. Okay. We'll talk about this post process later point of time. Post process also much useful only when we are discussing about XML files. But post process are not so good when we are moving on to annotations part. That's the reason I'm not discussing that. So with that, almost we have completely finished the discussion on core module. Spring core module we have finished. Okay. To see a proof for that, yes, we have completed the core module. Just do one thing. Google spring.io. Okay. Go to this website. Projects. Spring framework. Okay. Inside the Spring framework, just go to LAN. Inside the LAN, reference documentation. Right? So go to this reference documentation. What? Core module. When you go to this core module, they will explain most of them here. Okay. So whenever you guys are having a time, I want you to go through it. Okay. Container overview. Okay. Which container they're explaining here? First, look at this and answer.
Application context.
Application context.
Application context. If you observe, they are not at all talking about
Default disable bin factory.
Bean factory.
yeah, bin factory. They are not at all talking about that. Okay. Come down. Hey, can anyone explain this diagram? What is this diagram? What is the meaning of it?
We are giving a Pojo class and configuration metadata to the container. It is the
Yeah.
container responsibility to produce the objects and ready for use.
Yeah, container. Okay. But really, do you think that for the latest technology, is this diagram make sense or don't make sense?
Don't make sense because
Don't
we are
make
using
sense.
XML configuration file here.
Yeah, because we are using
Annotations.
annotation based configurations, right? Okay. Come down. Because documentation explain all here. Okay. Now tell me, are you able to understand this documentation here? What is the root
Sir.
tag?
Beans.
Beans.
Beans. Inside beans.
Bean tag.
Bean. ID. Class, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So all of them they're explaining here. Okay. Come down. Are you able to understand this here? Can anyone help me? Can anyone help explain this configuration?
Setter injections, manual setter injection.
No, watch carefully.
Dependency injection in the form of objects.
Dependency injection in the form of
Objects.
Objects.
okay. Focus more on this and explain.
Setter injection in the form of objects.
Yeah, it is using a setter method injection. No, I want to see this ref here. That's more important to me.
Object.
Yeah. What is it completely dependent on other object or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's completely dependent on another object, and we are doing that. Okay. Come down. Completely, they're explaining the configurations of XML files. Okay. Come to the next one here. What is this here? Bean overview. Okay. Are you aware of all of them here?
Yes, sir.
What?
Bean class, name, scope, constructor, properties.
Constructor, properties, auto wiring, lazy init, initializing method, destruction method. Okay. Bean naming a bean. Okay. We have already discussed. Okay. See here. What is they're explaining the rules to be followed while using the
Yes, sir. Conventions they are
Naming
giving.
conventions.
okay. Throughout the course, did we follow the same or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. By mistake also, I have not changed this style of doing it. Right? Okay. So almost what? Okay. Instantiating the beans. Okay. How do we create the bean objects? How do you follow them? Everything I have explained here. Okay. Even they're explaining about dependency injection. How do you establish a what is this here? Constructor argument resolution. Okay. They're explaining about constructor arg, ref attributes. Okay. Even they're explaining what?
With primitive types also.
Yeah. primitive types they're explaining, index they're explaining, and they say index is based on what?
0, sir.
0. Okay. So they're completely explaining how exactly they're going to process that. Okay. So whatever is available in this documentation, I have explained here. So only one thing I want you to spend, okay, whenever you're having some time, I want you to go to this documentation here. If you see this lazy initialization, we have explained. Auto-aware collaborations, we have seen that. Okay. Method injections, how exactly we're going to have a method level injections, we have seen that. Okay. Different type of bean scopes, we have seen that. What are the different scopes? The other scopes we are going to see in the web module here. Okay. So how are we going to have Java-based container configurations? Look at this here. Are you aware of them?
Yes. AdBNet configuration. Properties.
AdBNet configuration. So almost most of the topics, whatever is there in the documentation, I have explained on the core module here. So whenever you guys are having a time, I want you to go through this documentation. This is the base reference for all of them. If someone asks me, Sumant, tell me what is the best way to learn the topic. For anything, I want you to refer only the documentation. No need to refer any of the other resources here. They will give you the best way, the best manner. Everything with example. Okay, look at this using Bean. See, look at this code. You'll understand.
They are creating factory classes.
Factory classes. Are they explaining the corresponding Bean configuration also or not?
Yes.
Everything. See, now tell me, where do we get better resources than this here? Huh? No other resources will give you that. And observe here, transfer service. What is the variable name? What is the method name they're giving here?
Same as the return type.
Transfer service.
Yes.
Okay. So again, they're explaining about the Bean init methods. We can call init method. Everything. So scope also. We have already seen that scope also, right? Can we configure the scopes also at the Bean level also or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So whenever you guys are having a time, I want you to go to this documentation and I want you to spend time here. Hey, what is this he's doing? I don't understand. Can you explain? Can anyone help me explaining this?
You're giving the factory class for data source.
Okay, factory class, but I understand that. But this one I didn't understand.
We are providing the names.
Different
Bean
names.
Different Bean names.
Different Bean names we are providing there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So almost everything, whatever is there in the documentation, everything I have explained here. Okay. Are you able to understand this code here?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So please start going to this documentation here. Okay. So with that, we have completely finished the discussion on one important and the main module called as
Core module.
Spring
core module. Remaining modules are damn easy. Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to start the discussion on JDBC module. Okay. Maybe in the beginning classes, I may need to help you a little bit. But after that, complete coding part, you guys have to take care of that. Guys, are you understand?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Almost you can cancel like this. From today onwards, you are responsible to write the remaining code here. Okay. But I'll give you a requirement. Okay. The way I'm going to give you the requirement is like this. JDBC template is a class which is available long back. But I want to make that as an object for that. Tell me, how do you do that object? At configuration is not there for that. But I want to use annotations for that. Do you know how to do that?
Create a
Yes, we have
factory
to create
class.
factory class.
Okay. So in tomorrow's session onwards, we are going to discuss about
JDBC module.
JDBC module. JDBC module 1 week here. JPA module 1 week. Web module 2 weeks. AOP 3-4 classes. These are the remaining course. Okay. We'll see in tomorrow's session here. Okay. We'll meet in tomorrow's session. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.